Okay, everybody, welcome back to a super fun episode of Rambling Through Everyday Life with Fran and Angela. If you're watching on our YouTube, you can see that we're just grinning from ear to ear. Angela, this is so much fun because I think what makes it a little fun, a little scary, a little helpful, a little informative is that this guest, this conversation is so outside of what we normally do that I feel like we are just sitting in the presence of such knowledge and wisdom and beauty and encouragement. Like everybody, I don't care how old you are, I don't care what you have or don't have, you're going to love this conversation. Angela, we are so thrilled to have Mrs. Susie Oliver on our show that we are now naming Susie Said So.
Mm-hmm. If we could all just let Susie tell us what to do, we would be better for it. Don't you think?
Yeah. So Susie Said So. I need the people to know that this came about because, I don't know, Angela and I find ourselves talking about the same type stuff. And if you are a frequent listener, you're going to know what we don't talk about very much at all, unless it's in a very comical, this went wrong kind of way. And that is the subjects of fashion, beauty, I don't know, taking care of ourselves and our home and all the things. Like, we're just not the experts on this. We have lots of thoughts and opinions and funny things, but Susie Oliver said so. And so we're going to do everything that Susie said. Okay, Susie, please tell us what you want the listeners to know about Susie Oliver before we jump into all the fun things.
Well, thanks for that build up. I can never reach that. Anyway, thank you very much. Who am I? I'm Susie. I'm married to Dub, and Dub is quite a topic of conversation a lot. And so I love him as much, or maybe even more than y'all do, but he is as awesome as everybody thinks. So really, I'm married well. That's really it. I'm married well, and I'm blessed. I'm the mother of Callie, wonderful daughter, mother-in-law to Zach, and really my claim to fame is Betsy and Oliver. They are my grandchildren, and yes, I'm a grandmother, and it's the best thing in life. Why am I on here? Because you two are awesome, and you asked me, and I'm like, sure. I vacillate between this is wonderful, I'm so comfortable, to oh my goodness, people can actually listen to this and see me. So I have a little nerves, but anyway, why in the world? I don't know. But I do have a little history with fashion, I guess. Grew up, my mom managed a little boutique, and we were free labor, kind of free. Always worked for an outfit. Anyway, so kind of was in that by, started in junior high, did that through high school, actually started buying for the store at the market, and that was awesome. And then got married, and my love for fashion never went away. Deb and I got married. He was a graduate assistant making zero money. And so I went and got myself a job, and got 2 or 3 jobs. And so I worked at Dillard's. And anyway, so I enjoyed that. And then Callie came along and still the fashion and the way I just love that. So when she came along, I worked at a baby store to buy all the clothes for her. And am I crazy? Yes, because I can tell you, I have notes that I kept between her age 3 and 4th grade. And I can tell you what she wore any day. Like February 28th, if it was a day for music, she wore a dress. I could tell you what she wore, what color her bow was, or shoes. So am I a little crazy? Yes, I'll just go ahead and say that. I love fashion. Am I an expert? No. Will I tell you what I think? Yes. So hopefully my prayer is that something is like an aha moment, and you're blessed, and you're like, she is kind of crazy, but she's kind of fun too. So I'm just hoping that happens. I don't know.
Oh, I love it so much. You know what? I wish this is when I wish we had all the time in the world, because 2 things. Then Angela, you're going to keep us on track. Number 1, I wish that we could have a conversation about Dillard's, but we cannot, because who does not love Dillard's and like old school mall shopping, and Dillard's was just supreme. I wish we could talk about that, but we're not. Maybe that'd be a fun little something later or something. But then the fact that you wrote down all the things that Callie wore, that's impressive. That is so like in you. That just goes to show you that you have a gene, no pun intended, that I do not have. So remarkable. It's so fun. This is why you're here. Susie said so. This is why you're here.
Well, I feel like we have access to our own life coach, and Susie, like coach us on fashion, coach us on beauty. What do we need to know about around the house? So we're just going to jump in because I need Susie to boss me around. Susie said so. I'm going to listen. So Susie, start with fashion. What do we need to know? We're second day of spring. Thank goodness the weather's warmer, but I'm also a little bit concerned about my wardrobe. I have no idea what I need to start wearing. Talk to us about all things fashion.
Well, how about this? My new little light, orange. It is. I'm even going to stand up.
Oh,
It's
look at you.
And it's
How
cute, and look, it's cropped. And with tennis shoes, girls,
Yeah.
this can go fun, and then I can go business, and I could throw in some other shoes, and it's stretchy. So if I eat a little more at lunch, I really feel good. It's great, and it comes in different colors. Really love like a suit thing, and I like kind of same color pants, same color jacket. Sometimes I will switch it up. Anyway, what's out there? Oversized, baggy, big. And I like some of it, but don't go too crazy. Don't wear baggy top, baggy pants, baggy everything, because then you kind of look a little homeless, a little grunge. Grunge is kind of in, really not my thing, but you could do something fun and do a baggy top and then a slimmer bottom, or you could do a baggy bottom and a slimmer on top, and think about what looks good on you. And I say with trends, buy some, but don't do them all at once. So don't do everything that's trending at one time. Put one trendy thing on. And remember, keep that in your closet because it's going to all come back around. It's coming back around. So
Let me say something. Can I ask a question?
yes.
Like trends can overwhelm me because I see so much and I'm like, I don't know which trend to pick. Like if I'm standing in a cute little boutique store that's not, super expensive, it's just a nice little store it's not Dillard's. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not Dillard's would just overwhelm me right now. But like, how am I going to know? Like, am I just going to go based off what I like and just pick that trend and be like, okay, I've got me a trend. I can't wear that trend every day. But how do if I feel overwhelmed, what am I going to do first?
Well, influencers are a big thing now. Like I'm an influencer, I'm on, Instagram, whatever. But really, people have been influencing us the whole time. I mean, before there was the social media, I know y'all don't remember, but there was a time. So people that you like, and friend, you're in a great place. All these adorable college students that are running around and they're doing all the trends. Pick one, say, oh, I really like the fact that she has a cropped wide leg pant. That looks good. So I think I'll try that one thing and then kind of look for that. Again, just don't try everything because I think that's where people make the mistake. Oh, this and this and this and this is trendy. Like yesterday, I was at Chick-fil-A and I turned around to my friend. I said, oh, look, chip clips are back. Because I'm telling you, 5 girls had their hair pulled up in the big long clips. And I was like, oh, they're back. Now, maybe I want one, maybe I don't. Maybe I'll try one. And, but you look around and you will see. So that's kind of how I would pick something to go out.
How do you feel about, you mentioned not yet, but you put it in our notes. How do you feel about shoulder pads coming back?
Well, I've got some things that I had and I went back. I had this wonderful leather purple dress, like real leather. I cut those shoulder pads out. So they was a little, this doesn't even have a shoulder pad, but a little, but too much is too much.
Yeah.
So I'm not a huge fan of that. So.
Well, because we immediately go back to 1980 or something or 1990 and you're like, oh, do you believe in the rule? This is a good question because a lot of us our age have been, we've been told or we've heard if you've worn it once, don't wear it again. So if we wore that in the 80s or 90s and it's coming back, how do you feel about that?
No, no, no. I wear that again. Hey, be proud that you can wear what you wore back then,
Okay.
change it up. And, I am of the age older. I don't like to even say that, but I'm not going to go. One time when Callie and I were, or it was a holiday or something, and Dub bought me something. He's sweet and he's precious and I love him. And he bought me something and I got it. And I said, baby, that's from the old lady department. We don't go there. You just bypass that. And so I trained Callie as she was younger. Look, mommy likes this, take daddy there. And so I had to train her to teach daddy that we don't do that. And I still don't do that. I still refuse. And yes, now I'm going to have to get things a little longer, a little different. I do have to change a little bit, but I'm not going to no offense to anyone, but
Right.
I'm not going there.
Right. Well, and some of it's just your personality too. Like, some of it, I'm not in denial. I'm 53. I'm proud to be 53. I've earned every bit of this 53. But I think some of it is just a personal preference, and that's okay. That's what you're ultimately saying. It's okay. If you want to go do that, that's great. But if I want to look at what my little 20-year-old sitting on the other side of my office door is wearing, I'm like, oh, I can do that. Well, you're telling me I can do that.
Absolutely, you can do
Okay.
that. Absolutely, you can do that. I think what happens sometimes is we age, and I'm 60, so I'll just say it. I won't deny it. I'm blessed to be here. I mean, and things kind of change at this point in your life that you realize what's really important. It's important that I'm going to jump into exercise. That's very important because before maybe I wanted to wear a cute outfit for an event and I wanted to slim down. Or I wanted to what, but now I like to be able to stand up and put my pants on. I'd like to be able to do those things. And it's important that I keep balance and strength and stay in good shape now just to function. And that's a goal now. Sorry, young people.
I'm so glad that you said your age, because Fran and I want to be just like you. I have zero fear of getting any older. You're the icon in our world. And I love that, just when I was younger, the ages that the three of us are now sounded 500 years old, but it's like people are aging in reverse. And I love that. You mentioned a purple leather dress. I'm not going to let that slide. We need to see that purple leather dress at some point, but what colors do we need to look for spring? Are there color trends?
The color trends, there's some pastels coming back, but then there's also bright. There's like robin's egg nest blue, and there's lavender, and then I call this orange sherbet. That's not technical, but that's what it looks like to me. And then there's brights. I just went and got my nails done bright orange, and the girl doing my nails, precious thing, she was in a she was in hot pink, and I was like, you look gorgeous in hot pink. And so, you're going to see brights, and then you're going to see pastels. So.
Well, for those of us like myself that need all the help we can get, who are some people maybe on Instagram that we can follow, or some places that you like to shop? Give us some practical what we can do next to learn more about fashion.
Well, I follow a girl named Taryn Newton. Beautiful girl. She has 5 kids. She seems very practical in her life. She's like mid-sized, I would say. Things look good on her. I like a girl named Loverly Gray. She's thinner. I just like what she wears. There's Shop Dandy. She does a lot of Walmart finds. Now I'm gonna tell you, yesterday I was with some friends and they're like, girl, I get this at Walmart. So I just trot myself over to Walmart. I'm with my little buggy going, no. Oh, I can't. So I will watch online, and then a lot of that stuff you have to buy online. So you're gonna have to be careful. You think, oh, I'm just gonna run over there and it's gonna look like what this Instagrammer had. Not so much. Same thing with Target. Target used to be my go-to fun, and then I don't know what happened. They just it went really down. But I want to tell you about a fun game.
Okay.
My sisters and we all love fashion. Motherhood was in the store. We all did it. And so when they come to town, we go to Target and we play a game. So what we do is we do 2 things. We'll each pick out stuff for the other person, like a whole outfit. And then that person has to try it on. And so we'll try different things with them. And a lot of times we'll be like, okay. And then the last time we were like, we played, since Target wasn't in, such a good place, the ugliest outfit. So whoever had the ugliest outfit on, then they won a cash prize. And then we take lots of photos of us in hats and sunglasses. It's just a fun day. So
Well,
it's free. Free.
that is fun, because what happens, I'm making a big assumption here, but before we move on to the next section, what happens as we age is you a lot of times people just quit caring. You're tired, like we've been dressing ourselves for all these years. And, I would like a uniform some days to just not have to think about it. And so that's fun, because you do need those people in your life that, whether they're just, inspiring you and you don't even realize they're inspiring you, but also just, reminding us to get out there and purchase something maybe unique and different that you wouldn't normally purchase.
Yeah. One of the things I thought about is like, what keeps you from being your very best?
Yeah.
What keeps you from being in your best shape, being dressed the best, looking the best? And I think a lot of times it's fear, like, well, I don't know what to pick out. I don't know what to do with my makeup. I don't know what to do with my hair. And the other day, I'm doing the Bible recap with Tara Lee Cobble. And so she said something the other day. I was like, that's profound. I forgot it, but I went back and found it and wrote it down. And she said the antidote to fear is nearness to God. And I thought, oh, that's so profound.
Yeah.
Near to him. And, we're here for a short time. We need to be the very best. And every day you should be your very best. Every day, his mercies are new every morning, praise God. So every day you can start over, you can be grateful, but you can make a choice every day to, all right, I am going to get up and exercise, or I am going to take a minute more to do my makeup, or I'm going to, try this with my hair. Now, one of my little secrets on makeup, and it's not really a secret, it's just kind of fun, is I'm into eyelashes.
Listen, I'm terrified of them. Terrified. I need to come over and you need to help me.
I am ready. Look here. I'm going to teach you. Okay. These are, and if you can't see and you're just listening, you're like, what is she holding up? It is a long tweezer and it will help you. And I can teach you how to put on your eyelashes.
Okay.
And I can do these things. I can do them in like 5 minutes and I can wear them for 5 days.
Wow.
I wear them for 5 days, for 5 minutes. And when I wake up in the morning and I'll have no makeup on and my eyes look good, I'm like, oh, okay, okay. So anyway, I will do anybody. You live in the Jackson area, you don't, I like to travel. I will teach you. It is fun. And if you don't like to do it, that's fine too. But anyway, throwing that out there, that's my one makeup that I would say I wouldn't do without.
How do we know how to buy eyelashes?
Well, I will tell you, this is a little subscription, this little Flutter Habits they call, and they're small, but you can get them at Walgreens. You can get them. You just got to practice and know how to put them on it. And once you practice and get good, you can have eyelashes for days. Now, eyelashes might not be your thing, but anyway, throwing that out there.
Love it.
Susie said so. I love it. Susie, what would you tell? We've got younger listeners, we've got all age listeners, but if you could go back to your younger self, what do you wish you'd known about beauty?
I think I wish I would have known that every day it's a process. It's not like I get there and I've arrived. And I want to say to our younger people out there, you're beautiful. You're never going to be as young as you are now. You look great. And I just hear these young girls going, oh, this and that. I'm like, oh, sister, you don't realize it will all go south someday. But right now, you just, God made you unique. He made you beautiful. Just relish in that and be bold and be glad in that and just be grateful that you have what you have. I mean, I said to a friend the other day, we're just in a great place. We have good families, we have good, health right now. So praise God for that. And I'm just going to be happy. I'm going to be grateful.
Yeah.
For people who are on a budget or don't have just a whole lot to spend, but want to feel good about themselves and take time for themselves, what are some things maybe that people could do every day or build into their weekly routine just to feel good? What are some self-care tips?
My favorite thing is a hot bath.
Oh,
Yeah, just a hot bath and Epsom salt and lavender, a little bit of that in there, a little bath oil. We just redid our bathroom and I put a TV in there, so I'll just watch me a few shows. It is just a release, a stress. I just relax and may listen to some music. Just find one thing, get you a good facial lotion and put it on your face every day. Just start with some good positive things. Read your Bible every morning. What you put in first is what's going to come out through the day. So start your day in the Bible, start your day with a praise song. It's a great way to start it. There's going to be a lot of things coming at you, so start it there. Don't start it on Instagram looking at people that look perfect. They're not. So that's what I'd say.
I want you to know that when you sent the shared note to Fran and myself, and you actually referenced me as an influencer, I want you to know Fran and I got the biggest kick out of that because I think I've accidentally become an influencer on a really good product. Susie, I know Fran wants to address this.
well, I don't even know how to say it, but one of y'all can say it after I tell you this. Because you put that in that note, like the first time Angela mentioned this product, it's coming. We're going to give you the name in just a second, and y'all are going to tell us what it does because I don't have it yet. But you mentioned it, Angela, and I was like, yeah. And I thought, well, I'll try anything. I'm a sucker for anything. I'll try it. And I just never did. I forgot. And then lo and behold, Miss Susie Said So bought it. Y'all, it showed up on Instagram in an ad, and it was what's her name? The Duck Dynasty lady, not Sadie, but the mama.
Corey.
Yeah, it was an ad. I bought it. It's coming, y'all. It's coming. I bought it. So what is it, Angela and Susie? What is this cream? How do you say it?
I just want y'all to know that I thought I'd done something decently okay, but when Susie said so, when Susie Oliver told me she ordered this product, my head swelled up so big. I struggle in everything that we're talking about today. Susie, tell us about this product.
Well, I think you say Prebella. I don't know. Anyway, I heard you say it. I was like, oh, I've got to try it. And it is amazing. What it does is it just evens out your skin tone. It takes away red spots, all of that. And you just are very nice and even. And then you put layer of makeup on it. And if you get down to the end and you cut it in half, you can do it for about another week out of there. And you can do it. And I mean, I'm on my third. That's how good it was. And Angela said, and I was like, well, that sounds good. Let me try it. So,
okay. So is it like in the morning, you're putting this on after moisturizer? When is this coming on in the skincare, in your skincare routine?
Well, it's called CC cream. So I'll do a little moisturizer, brush my teeth, let that set, and then I put the cream on, and then that just really evens out. And I'll put a little bit of makeup over it. Sometimes I do powder, sometimes I do liquid. My face is changing a lot, and as you age, your skin changes, and so I don't think you can always do one hard that every day. You just kind of have to see what your face is doing, and then I put that on, and it evens it out. I love it. It's great.
Do you use like an entire skincare makeup you pick line, or are you using products? It sounds like you're using products from just whatever you like. You're not following, like back in the day. Do y'all remember this? Let me go back to Dillard's. Do you remember back in the day when, like, I can remember being young and thinking one day I'm going to purchase every product from Estee Lauder, like that, whether it was the skincare, the makeup, like that would have been just my dream as probably a young adult, newly married. We didn't have the money for it. I don't know that people do that now. I'm not saying one way or the other, but it sounds like you're using different products, whether you're talking about your skincare or makeup. You just find what you love and be good with that.
I do. I'm like you, I will try stuff. And if you're a good salesperson and I walk into your counter and you work with me, I'll buy a lot of it and I'll try it. And so, but I do feel like now my skin is a little different. So I'll do different things on different days. But yeah, I just try different things and You listen to somebody like Angela and you're like, hey, let me try that. And then you fall in love with it.
Would Angela, the influencer, like to speak into this? What is it? I'm looking at the spelling.
Perbell?
Perbelle. Perbelle.
Perbell, I'll just say it's like magic. It goes on white and it becomes my face. Like, I don't know what happens. I cannot explain it. I watched those videos of women putting this on for hours. I got so sucked into it and I thought, I don't know what I'm putting on my skin. I don't know if my face is going to fall off, if this is from China. I don't know, but I've bought 3 or 4 bottles. I love it.
Okay. Hey.
Now Susie said so. So I've got the Susie endorsement. I feel really confident in my purchase now.
Yes. Yes.
Susie, you mentioned in our notes too, something that Callie got you for Mother's Day. I want you to talk about that because that would be such a great gift. Mother's Day is not that far in the future. And this would be something good, I think, for all of us to have.
She got me a little steamer. And I don't know the brand. I'll get back to you on that. But I do it since I wear my eyelashes 5 days. When I take my eyelashes off, then that's kind of when I steam my face and it just feels good. And like you go to a salon, they're going to put a steamer on your face. And so it's just a little, you can't see me if you're online anyway. So it's a small and I love it. And you can put in some drops of oil. You could put some eucalyptus or some lavender. And again, that's another just good self-care, not expensive way to treat yourself.
I love it.
We've got to take time for ourselves. Things like baths and facial steamers are so small, but they make such a big difference.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, it can just, if you're just in a busy, overwhelmed, tired state, you can listen to all of this, whether you're talking about fashion, beauty, your home, skincare, whatever. It just feels like a lot because everything's coming at us at once in social media. And so I find myself either doing everything or not doing anything at all. Hey, can we talk for just a second? I want to talk briefly about this 40-day sugar fast, because, you and I have had conversations like this before, but I think it sounds great in theory. And then about day 5, I'm out.
Well, I am a recovering sugar aholic. I will just say that because growing up, I only ate what I wanted to eat. Mother would cook dinner for everybody and make a hamburger for me, and I'd have ketchup. I love ketchup so much that if I ran out of ketchup, I would stand up, run out of the house, run to the neighbor's house, grab their ketchup, and run back home and never say a word. I mean, that's addictive. We had a charge account at the grocery store. I could have all the candy I wanted, and I've always been that way. I still. So I found this 40-day sugar fast through an influencer, but a girl I knew, and I thought, I'm going to just try that. But the key for me was it wasn't very legalistic, like do this, do that, don't do this. It just said, if sugar's something that you're addicted to, give that up for Jesus. I was like, well, I love Jesus, but I love me some sugar. So I think I'll try it. But it was so inspirational that every day it was just as he was saying, okay, girl, I got you today. Well, today you're going to struggle with this. And about halfway through, I was like, I think I'm going to die because I need sugar. And he said, the book said, hey, when the Israelites were out there, they had manna, they had honey. And it said, you could have honey. And I was like, I can have honey. So I made these little energy balls and they have honey in them. And I thought I had died and gone to heaven. And now I'm addicted to them. So anyway, 40 days came and went and I'm still doing it. I like it. I love it. I ate a brownie the other day. I bite of a brownie and almost threw up. It was so sweet. Now, had you said $1 million Susie Oliver would give this up for beyond 40 days, I would have said, no way. But it just made sense to me. It just brought me closer to the Lord every day. And I loved it. And now, if you see me and I eat a bite of a cookie, don't yell at me. Right. I'm just trying to do not added sugar in most things, which sugar's in everything, y'all. It is in Campbell's tomato soup, which I loved. It's in everything. So now I stop, look at the back, look at the added sugars and tell myself, no, sister, put it back, put it up on the shelf. You don't need it.
Listen, Food, well, that's another subject. Food is not what it used to be. The name of the book that you're talking about is called The 40-Day Sugar Fast, Where Physical Detox Meets Spiritual Transformation by Wendy Speak. Is that correct?
That's correct. Get a copy. It's fantastic.
Okay.
Can we,
Okay.
can we get your energy bite recipe? Do you know it offhand?
Oh, I do. I make it every week. I love it. Okay. So it is a cup of oats, just old fashioned oats. It's like a half a cup of coconut, shredded coconut, sugar-free coconut. I put a scoop of protein powder in there, a half of cup of all natural peanut butter, no sugar. I think it's a fourth a cup of honey. And then I add a little sea salt in there. I'm trying to think. I think that's all, but I'll give it to you and you can put it out there. You put all that, you mix it up and you just stick it in your refrigerator in little balls and it's fabulous. Oh, and chocolate chips, sugar-free chocolate chips. It's to die for. Now you can go buy them at the place down the road and it's like $6 for 6 little balls. So
I've done that. They're
Yeah.
expensive.
They're expensive and mine are actually better. They just taste better. They are better and I'm sorry. And I think it's because I put that little sea salt in there. So it gives you that little salty taste. It's wonderful.
Wonderful. Okay, Angela, what else are we going to talk about? Let's talk about our home.
Hmm.
Let's talk about the home.
Well, I'm going to tell y'all a funny story. So everybody, if you don't know Dub, he's the president of Union, which by default makes me the first lady. So, and if you think of the first lady, you think of very prim, proper, very, well, I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so I grew up in Kentucky. I'm from Hazard, probably never heard of it. Little town, little bitty. Never cooked, didn't like to cook. I was always playing. I was a PE teacher. That was what I did. Anyway, so the Lord took us to Waco and we met a family. And that family became our family. And they're our community. They're still our family today.
Hmm.
Betsy, who my granddaughter is named after, was just the most fabulous hostess. Like she could throw a party and she could do things. And so I would watch her and learn how to do things from her. And so once I decided that I should have my whole school over. I taught at an elementary school. So they were all coming over after an in-service. And I was going to make chicken salad. Now I don't cook. It's not that I can't. I just don't really like it. But anyway, I was going to make chicken salad. Martha Lou Scott, who's a fabulous, wonderful woman from Baylor, gave me the recipe. I make this chicken salad up. I'm so happy. I'm thinking I'm doing such a good job. I go to a dinner and Betsy and I are talking. She goes, "How'd your chicken salad go?" And I go, "Man, Betsy, I thought it was okay, but when I put those eggs in there, that looked weird. It got gooey and ooey." And she goes, "Did you cook them first?" And I said, "Oh, you cook them first?" She's like, "Yeah, you cook eggs first." And I was like, "Well, I'll be darned." So, I mean, I'm cooking for 70 people, not 10, 70. I go home, I throw it out, I start all over. I'm talking to my mom this time on the phone. I'm like, "Mom, chicken is so hard to cut up. How do you cut up chicken?" She goes, "Well, did you cook it first?" And I was like, "Oh, you cook it first? Then you cut it up. It works much better." So anyway, I make the chicken salad, have the 70 people over. My house looks lovely. I've got croissants. It's all pretty. We eat. Afterwards, I say, "I almost killed all y'all. I almost killed every one of y'all with not cooking my eggs." But I didn't learn. So anyway, and you just gotta laugh. And I laugh and I'm like, so when people come over and like, "Oh, you really know?" No, I really don't. I mean, the Lord has put good people in my life. I have learned some things and, but
Hey,
that's
you
kind
know
of,
what? It's really freeing for a person of any age to hear another female, because you're a strong, independent, just lovely person. Lovely, just really just a real gift when you know you. And to hear you say, "I don't like to cook," like that there's pressure. That's just more pressure put on a female. Like you've got to be able to do all these things that we're talking about. And so just to simply hear you tell that story is real freeing for somebody to go, "You know what? That's not in my gift. I can, but I don't have to become this person that loves to cook. It's okay."
I think that was the best gift that Dub gave me when we first got married. So we got married and I had in my head what I was supposed to do as a wife. And about a month in, I threw myself on the bed dramatic. Oh, I don't like this. I don't want to be married. It's so terrible. And he's like, what are you talking about? I was like, I hate to cook and I don't want to do this. He goes, well, stop. I said, stop. And he goes, you'll just stop. And I was like, I can stop. He's like, yeah, you work 2 jobs and you do this, you could stop. And I was like, oh, this is good. We're gonna work out. So we
We're so glad.
do.
Susie, you are just a breath of fresh air. In addition to knowing all these things we need to know, you're just so relatable in a way that we deeply appreciate. So thank you for being who you are. But having said all that, I'm confident that you can give us some tips, some hacks, some shortcuts. Like my house can be total chaos and I don't want it to be. So for the busy moms listening, the working women, all of us, like what can we do? What have you learned about how to keep your home in order?
Well, backstory, married Dub from he was in the Air Force and he's very meticulous and I wasn't as meticulous. So after a few things, one day he said to me, he said, honey, were you thinking about wearing my pink shirt today? And I said, thinking about it? He goes, yeah, because it's kind of moved in the closet. I was like, goodness, oh my goodness. But I will tell you now, if you go move something in my closet, I will know that you have. We have a policy, or we always said, if you love it, want it, and use it, you can keep it. It can't be one or the other. You can love, love, love. You can want it, but you don't really use it. It's got to go. So I continually clean things out and then I take them out so it doesn't pile up. So I'm always cleaning out my closet. People go, you must have tons of closets. I really don't. I do buy a lot of clothes, but I also get rid of them. I gift them to people. My sister and I, will change clothes. She'll send me some, I'll send her some. It's kind of like a stitch fits with your, friend or your sister, but I'm always going through that. So we did that before Marie Kondo and before Home Edit. I was doing those kinds of things and I never knew I could make money. One funny story, I have a good friend and she kept saying, I don't know how to have my closet's a mess. I said, I'll come and do it. And she was like, no, not going to allow you. So after 5-6 years of friendship, she said, I think finally I can trust you. So I went to her house. Everything had to come out. We had a yes, no, maybe pile. And we went through, we got to keep the yeses, the nos, the maybes. I talked her into a few little things. But anyway, got it all organized. And then we put outfits together and took pictures. And she said the other day, you need to come back. I said, I'd love it. So anybody out there, you live in Jackson, you're not afraid, you want somebody to do it, I'll do it. I don't charge anything. It's just, I like to do it. That's what I like to do. So.
This is so good. It's so good. Again, it can feel just very daunting, overwhelming. People are busy, lives are overwhelming, or just a season that you're in is overwhelming. But, all of these things that we talked about, really, you have to start somewhere. Just pick a thing. If you're just in a season where you do feel overwhelmed, just pick one of these things. If the protein balls things sound like, oh, I want to do that, well, then just do that. Just do that. Make that adjustment in your life there. If you want to tackle something bigger, well, then you know what? Tackle something bigger. But Susie, here's the thing. You don't make me feel like I don't feel intimidated. I don't feel overwhelmed. You make me think, okay, I can get that little mini facial, and we're going to get links and products to a lot of these things that we've talked about because we want you to have access to them. But it's just nice because, I can sit and watch something on HGTV or, whatever and be like, yes, but you're like, no, I can't do that. But you honestly make us feel like, no, we can. Thank you.
I want to say thank you. I want to say, you're saying you think you can, you really, like I watch HGTV and I've got this obsession with, I want to redo furniture. I cannot redo furniture. I really want to. I don't own a sander. I cannot do it, but I want to in the deepest part of my soul. But I know I really can. I would buy it. I'd make a huge mess. I'm not meticulous. I'm not allowed to paint at the house. I'm only allowed to fix Dub's Dr. Peppers. That's all I can do. And I mean, I can't do everything. And I want to really bad. I want to just get an old dresser on the side of the road. I want to bring it home and I want to work 10 minutes and it look like it's, from Neiman Marcus. I can't. So I can't do
Listen,
everything.
there was a friend of mine, last night, I thought about y'all instantly, and I kind of regret not taking this picture, but I didn't even know we were going to talk about this, but a friend of mine, she, was selling on Facebook a dresser. Y'all, it was lovely. She was selling it for $50. Now you could tell it needed some work. And that's where I'm like you, I'm out. I don't have any of those things. I don't have time for that. I want to so badly, but I guess just in the spirit of knowing the type of conversation we were going to have today, I thought, I don't know, maybe I can. I'm glad that I didn't, because we need to know what we're good at, what we're not good at. We just have to be comfortable in any of this. And I got sucked into the side note here. I got sucked into the Bethany Frankel on TikTok. She did this whole series on Walgreens beauty finds. Like, this is what you need to buy from the drugstore. This is what you don't need to buy from the drugstore. And so it just feels like a lot sometimes. So I don't know. I think we all feel a little empowered today and encouraged. And because Susie said so, we can take one of these nuggets and build this into our life, even if it's just a hot bath with some salt and some oil and some time. It'll do wonders for us.
Susie, I hope you'll come back. We have already called you our special correspondent. So we need you to keep telling us all the things we need to know about beauty and fashion in our homes, and help us get our life together, Susie.
Help us get our life together. When you're out and about, you don't know this yet, but when you're out and about and you see something that you think would be a benefit to our listeners, you just snap a little picture of it and you send it to us, and we're the hashtag Susie Said So. We want people to see, we want people to know, we want people to have access.
Well, people always say in church, like, what's your spiritual gift? I say shopping and laugh, but really shopping is kind of my spiritual gift. So if there's somebody out there is like, man, I really need to know such and such, let us know. I'll look for it and I will hashtag and send it back to you. And y'all are brave to call me a correspondent before I ever got on here. So anywho, I pray that the Lord has blessed just one little thing, and that you realize that I'm not an expert, don't really know anything, 60 years of trying stuff. And so I want to hear from you. If there's anything we can do or anything I can find for you, I'm out there shopping, so I will look.
Well, we appreciate you. We love you. You make us feel confident and secure. Most importantly, like you said it earlier, just who we are in Christ. And so all these other little things that the Lord gives us, people and resources and opportunities and things that we can go by and try. And that's just that's a bonus. That's just the kindness of the Lord giving us a little bonus through these products and stuff. And so thank you for just being you, and thank you for joining us. And you don't know this yet, but you're going to come back again sometime this summer, and you're going to help us navigate the heat and humidity and conquer all things summer. So we love you. Thank you so much.
Oh, I love you girls. Thank you. And we can do that episode by the pool. So we can go pool. We can do all things summer and pool.
Yes.
That would be awesome. Thank you again. You are so precious, and thanks for taking a chance on somebody that really doesn't know anything.
We believe Susie said so. We're going to do it. So
that's right. That's right. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. It is so much fun. It's helpful. It's informative. It makes us smile, laugh, encourages us. We love you guys so much. We love serving you every single week. Y'all have a wonderful week. We'll see you next time on Rambling Through Everyday Life with Fran and Angela and Susie.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.